Well, good morning, everybody. Is welcome to Friday Bagel Jane. I changed that name, right? So grab a coffee, grab a bagel, and let's have a real conversation. This is one of my favorite part of the week to end it up and kind of share a real conversation with you. Because this is the conversation that not many people are having. So I'd like to put my thought into words and, hoping that this will resonate with somebody. So I was talking about someone recently, and this week was all about time, right? So the one thing that I heard that kind of like, gave me a little thought. I wish I had started taking care of myself years ago. Who hasn't said that before to themselves? I said, I heard that many, many times, and not just taking care of myself in the wellness part of the body or the life, but people say that about health. They say that about exercise. They say that about saving money, about retirement, about a business, and even relationship. And honestly, I said that too. I mean, I was young. I never thought about health before. And it's like I think I was invincible. I mean, I was young. I could eat whatever I want. There's no way that I'm going to gain weight or my cholesterol is going to go out of whack or whatever it is, right? Or heart disease or anything like that because I didn't have to pay attention to wellness because we think we're invincible. But little did we know, right? That all that what you didn't do, it will catch up to you later. I mean, yeah. So by exercise, it's like I'm tiny. I'm never gonna need exercise. Muscle mass and all this stuff. I didn't know anything about that. I just know that exercise is for people to lose weight. But it wasn't dawn on me until like exercise is not for that. It's for to keep your body healthy, to keep your heart in a good shape, your bone health and your brain health and your muscle mass, which all play in the wellness aspect of our body. Again, didn't know any better. Saving money. Yeah, you work, you spend, and all this stuff. Nobody taught me that. My parents were working parents that saving wasn't their agenda. They have to raise three kids. When my dad was the only person that worked, my mom was a housewife. So whatever he worked, he put it all onto us, invested on our education. We moved over here and all this stuff. So there was no saving money. So I didn't learn anything about saving money. So saving money, I didn't have that thought of it when I was young. And then of course the retirement, um, business and relationship. I mean, you just know that you a girl when you grow up, you find a guy, you get married, and you have family. That's it. I mean, it will happen at a young age. But looking back now, yeah, I said that. I wish I would have started sooner. I wish I would start taking care of. I mean, knock on wood, I do not have anything wrong with my health. But looking back, there's certain things that I probably would have loved to accomplish with my body composition. It's a little harder now when you are, gonna be at age. So building that muscle mass that I would have liked to see become harder. So I wish I would start younger to hit the gym, right? I wish I would start younger to eat healthier, or exercise. I mean, that's exercise part, and then saving money. I didn't know about anything about retirement until um, more like until when Alan got sick, and then somebody approached my girlfriend approached me about life insurance, and that's when I started paying attention about retirement and life insurance and all this stuff. And then I started the boys young at they're young, so the policy is better. And then that's when I learned like the sooner you start, the better. You get the money to work with for you at the younger age. So they are all set for that. And then again, life throws stuff at me, make forcing me in a way to pay attention and learn. And yes, at that point, I start to say, I wish I would have known. I wish I would have started sooner. And then um, that comes along to this conversation is nothing new. It's everybody said it, just don't say it out loud sometime, or they say it out loud and nobody listen. So I'm with you. I'm listening. If you said that at one point in your life and you want someone to listen, I am here because I lived through it. Okay, I lived through being not paying attention to anything of that because for a long time I just live because I have to raise two boys, I have to run a business. I had to handle responsibility that kept throwing at me, being a daughter, caring for aging parents. Um, all I had, all I did was push through, more coffee, um, and just kind of do this, do that, do that. It's kind of, jumping around. And I said, I'll figure it all out. Everything will be just fine. So I didn't have time to think about recovery, to think about hydration, to think about healthy aging, and wanted support. I just didn't know any better. And when people said, you don't know what you don't know, yeah, it's true. I didn't know. And I was not curious to know. I was too busy living life again. So all that I can relate, until one day a friend of mine that I ran into introduced a product, a photo therapy product, and to me. And honestly, I dismissed that a few years back because I wasn't looking. I wasn't curious about it yet. Even and I didn't pay attention because I was not listening. And but this time around, it did. I did because I was a mom caring for a son, a sport mom that his back was starting to, bother him, and I felt this product would have helped, and it did. And that's when I became more involved because now I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my children, and that became a mission, more like I need to keep them healthy, and then I use it for my parents, and then it became another mission. I need to keep them healthy. I want to keep them healthy. And so wasn't still not paying attention about me. And then it just kind of snowballed in a good way. It got me curious a lot more about the wellness, about the business, about the option that provided me to have that option of secondary um, income. And but again, not until it hit me at the right time because I wasn't searching, I was not gonna listen. Like most people, they won't stop listening until they got curious, right? And that was the thing. I It's something that worked and got me intrigued because it came in at the right time of my life. And the same go with the X2O, our light infused water machine. Um, I When we grow up, we just know that we drink water when we're thirsty. But you know what? I again, I didn't pay attention because that's how I was brought up, or at least not brought up. At least that's what common beliefs out there, that I said, okay, you just drink water when you're thirsty. But believe it or not, I mean, now I know it's like by the time you're thirsty, your body is dehydrated already. So you need to hydrate all the time, and then that I knew a little bit before, that you need to drink water way before you become thirsty. And especially, I made sure that I know a little bit more about hydration, electrolytes, and all this stuff because with the boys that had to play golf, all day in 100 something degree. So we were told, to make sure that they hydrate their body the night before. Because again, by the time you are thirsty, you're dehydrated already. So I knew about that. But I didn't know anything else about the quality of water. I didn't know anything about absorption because the differences in the water. And, until this product came out and people start talking about the hydrogen water, about talking about structured water, about all this different water. And trust me, I dismissed all that, until again I became curious because something just kind of go, maybe I should look into that a little more. And the more I read, the more I become intrigued. And that just the way I'm wired. It's like, and I think a lot of you are too. Once you become intrigued, you just pay more attention. Then everything else around you start to pop into your environment. The information start to come to you. The conversation starting to you start to hear the conversation outside differently. You're starting to pay attention. People talking about wellness, about water, and how you can help them. And you kind of go, well, that's not how really it is. You're not there to educate them because you were there once that they weren't curious. So, all this become a realization. And again, looking at it now, I was not late in doing all that stuff. I should have started sooner. You're right. But I probably, if you were to talk to me in my 20s or even in my 30s, I still probably was not resonating because again, I was just living. I didn't pay attention to any of that. So I would have forgot anyway, but now looking back, yeah, I wish I would have started sooner, but I don't say that to myself anymore. Um, I starting to look at things different because I lived my life. I had business to run. I raised the boys, and I had the bill to pay. So I was not at the same place then as I am now. And that's okay with that. I accept that. I realize that. So because now when I look back again, I don't spend so much time wishing I had started sooner anymore. A thought that comes to my mind now is that it's different now. It's like I'm glad I started now. Even though now was 5 years ago or now was 10 years ago, but I'm glad I started now. So if your are now is today, don't tell yourself, oh, I wish I would start sooner and doesn't matter now, it's too late or whatever. Don't wait because if I keep waiting, I wouldn't be here, you know? So start it now is the key. So my last thought for today is that what is something you started recently that you glad you didn't wait any longer to begin? So I love to hear that from you. Again, this is a community. I love to share my thought because I feel like this might resonate with somebody and open up that thinking a little bit and share with us because the more I hear from other people, the more I become curious, and then it just kind of spinning around in my head, and then it just made me think about myself and reflecting on myself as well as to what is it um, that got me thinking to hear. Right? So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It is Father's Day on Sunday, so happy Father's Day to everyone out there, all the father, and I'm sure you have done an amazing job raising your family, and this topic might not just be for mom out there, even though I'm usually speaking directly to mom, but you guys, I'm sure you guys, as bad as we are, you probably put things off as well because you were just in a mode of raising your family, right? So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day on Sunday, and everyone else have a wonderful weekend. take some time off, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the time with your kids on Father's Day, and maybe let your man taking a little break on Sunday. All right, so have fun, everyone. I will see you again next week. Bye now.